Hi. Hi.
Hi, all
Can
good?
you hear me? All good. Can you hear me?
You can hear me?
Yes, all audible. You can see.
All audible. So request hi, welcome all the mommies. Please just give us a thumbs up if our video and audio is all clear. So I guess last two times you're facing big network issues.
I
So
know.
go ahead, mothers. Just give us a confirmation that you can hear me, you all can see me. Oh, thank you, Kavita. Thank you so much. So let's begin our show for today's evening. And I guess done, done, done. Just give me a minute.
Sure.
Let's start the show. So, a very good evening to all our mommies joining in. The journey of motherhood begins with two red lines, and trust me, it's a 9 months journey which we do to prep for falling in love for a lifetime. So, whether you're expecting your first child or your fourth child, pregnancy journey can be a super roller coaster ride for some of us. Being so many brands around, so many informations, so many products, it can be at times super confusing. We end up buying, I don't know how many things once we are in our third trimester. We don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, what all they need. We know this. We go end up buying something, and then once the child is there, we realize, oh shit, this was not what was needed. There was something else that was needed. And I'm sure many of you will agree with me because as a mother, even I have done that thing. And so that's why we always say that it's very important to be prepared. So today, Nutrizoe is going to take up the same topic where we say choose to be prepared. And there's no harm in it. We can always prepare ourselves before the baby comes. We can educate ourselves. So for the same, I would like to invite our guest for today. She is a mom, and at the same time, she is India's first certified baby planner from IABPP certified with a degree of law in London. She empowers expecting moms, expecting parents in the right decision for themselves and the babies, and guide them in a very non-biased fashion way, where she helps them, educates them, and helps them in taking decisions, a right category that what you should be doing, not only post pregnancy, but also at preconception stage, at pregnancy stage, and beyond. So, guys, please welcome Sanjana Bhajanka all the way from Kolkata.
Thank you so much, Nisha. Thank you for the great introduction. It couldn't have been
You're
better.
welcome. The
And
pleasure is
thank
all
you.
mine, dear.
And a big hi to all the moms and the ones to be moms who have joined us today. Thank you so much for being here today. And thank you again, Nutrizoe, for inviting me today on this live.
So, Sanjana, before I begin with any
Yes,
of the, even I have this question, and I really want to know
please.
from law to baby planner, what motivated for this switch?
So it wasn't a direct switch, Nisha. Actually, I have done law from the UK, and my plan was to stay in UK itself
Okay.
and go ahead with my law career in UK. But marriage brought me back to Calcutta, and then I would have to give the bar exam here again. Study and give the exam here again to practice law here. Which at that point I was not. After doing law for 4 years there, I think I was a little too exhausted with the same subject to study it all over again. Practicing is another thing, but studying it is another thing. So I just had to leave it at that point. And because anyways, I can't practice here, right? Once I do the law, they have to give the bar here to practice. I could have worked in a law firm, but that was not what I wanted. I always wanted to practice. One of my areas of interest in law was almost criminal. And it just did not make sense at that point, starting it off here. So that I gave up, and I knew what I was giving up that time. And then, of course, I got married, and in a few years, I had a child. I was working with my husband in the middle. And then in a few years, I had a baby. And once I had that baby, everything turned around, you know. So once I had her, then I realized there's such a big gap between in this entire subject. Yeah. So everyone, like, you know, you get pregnant, but you just don't know sometimes, you know, how to be prepared. There are so many moms, okay, you know, they're working or they're not working, they're home, they don't know the right person to contact, they don't know the right kind of nutrition to take, they don't know the right kind of exercise or yoga to do, you know. Some moms want to do their baby shower, but they don't know who to contact and how to get it done. Some want a maternity shoot, but either they're too shy or they, you know, there's so many questions. And the biggest question of all, I think, is how do you prepare yourself before the baby arrives? So once you see, like you said, as soon as we started the live, once you see those two lines on your pregnancy test, nothing is ever same. It's never the same after that. You know, after all the initial excitement and jumping around, there is a kind of stress, you know, worry, tension. You're a little overwhelmed with everything that always sets in. Maybe not initially, you know, once 3 months I mean, 3 months of a pregnancy goes, then you start, you know, getting into this, you know, I need to settle my, you know, nutrition. I need to tell people now, I need to start yoga. There's so many things that comes with pregnancy, you know, it's not, see, it's simple that, yeah, everyone gets pregnant and life should go on normal. If you're working, please keep working. If you're, you know, doing a certain kind of exercise, continue doing it. Slow it down, but continue. Like, don't stop. Like, say today, if I'm swimming, I should continue doing it in my pregnancy unless the doctor says so. You know, no, pregnancy is very normal. It's not a disease. It's you're just pregnant. You're bringing a new life into this world. But one place where I've seen mothers struggle, see, because there's so many nutritionists nowadays, so many people to maternity shoots. You know, people get your nursery plan. You can get your photo shoot done. You can get yoga, exercise, everything. Where I feel there's a lack is where you don't know how to prepare your house and yourself for the baby. So a very small example, when I was pregnant, I got this big list from 10 people. Okay. It was a huge list. It was like 10 A4 sheets, just with names, under all sorts of headings, uh, buy 10 socks and 10 mittens and 10 onesies and a full, you know, dozen of burp cloths, and all of that was in that, right?
Right.
I, of course, first time mom took the list from 10 different people. I was traveling that time, so I went to London. I bought everything. I literally bought everything that was on that list without thinking whether I need it, whether I don't need it, whether there's space in my house or not. You know, as per my lifestyle, the way we live, you know, whether it's required or not. So I went and bought everything. So there was a lot of extra money that I spent. There was a lot of unnecessary shopping that I did. I hoarded stuff. You know, even though I tried to use everything possible, there are a lot of brands like I miss, you know, like I would have later when I thought about it, I thought maybe this brand would have been better for me as a parent, you know. So like a very small example, like it comes to stroller, there's this, you can't count the number of brands. So someone wants a stroller from India, someone wants a stroller abroad, you know. So there's Stokey is a brand and Bugaboo is a brand and Baby Zen is a brand. These are all big brands. Now someone had suggested Baby Zen that time, I went and bought it. After a year, Nisha, I went and bought the Stokey as well. The price was the same. They were all between 50,000 and 1 lakh. I bought both. You won't believe my daughter belly sat on both because she was not comfortable on the babies, and I didn't understand why. For the first year, she was just not comfortable. When we went for a trip, she was not comfortable. Maybe the, you know, the recliner was not that comfortable or something. She was just not comfortable. The only good part about that stroller was it becomes a cabin luggage, foldable, unfoldable. It's within 5 seconds. You fold it, you put it in the cabin. So if I'm in a, like, say I'm traveling to with a transit, say I'm transiting in Dubai or Thailand or Bangkok or anywhere, I don't need to give it in for check-in. You know, it's with me. So if my child is sleeping out throughout the night, just put her in the stroller, put him in the stroller. But then, because she was not comfortable, as a mom, I was so hyper. I went and got the other pram as well. Now
Okay.
that pram, of course, one of the best prams. But again, no one ever told me that it's a bulky pram. It's a very comfortable pram because it's cushioned from all areas. It is, the child sleeps comfortably. You can sit up, you can lie down. It's a fab pram. Now it was so bulky, God, because we used to travel a lot. Every time it's folding it into two parts, giving it to the people just before you get into the flight with a new, like a small baby, then waiting for it when you're, you know, it was so, all in short. You
Yes.
need a little bit of guidance as to when you're buying something and preparing your house. It's very small things that people tend to miss. Okay, like as simple as when I'm giving my sessions. So especially when you have a girl child, and you know how people initially, you should not use wipes. Even if you use water wipes in the area down there in the genitals, you should definitely only use water wipes for girls, because they tend to get infection very easily. This is a small tip I'm giving you. And always, and if you're using at home, you should definitely use a cotton balls dipped in lukewarm water with 2 drops of coconut oil, so they don't get rash. It's because they don't want cold water on their bum. And girls should always be wiped from top to bottom and thrown. It should never be the other way around, because any leftovers from their poop and goes into their genitals, they will get really bad infection. So these are very small things which people don't, people actually buy water wipes. Why can't I buy normal wipes from any shop? So there is a reason why you need to buy what you're buying and how much of it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, diapers, when you're traveling, you should wear the pant style diapers, not the stick on. Are you in a flight? You're not going to be finding place. Every flight doesn't have a place that can make the child lie down.
Right.
The bathroom is not, unless you're honestly traveling business or first, or you're on a big aircraft like Emirates and all, they have it. Normal aircrafts don't have it. You can't be just putting your child's bum into any surface. So these are very small things that you need to keep in mind. And first time mothers, trust me, Isha, I have been there. I didn't know anything. I learned over time. I learned when I was studying. I learned when I did my research. So a lot of research goes into all of this. Hence, now I give sessions on this. So we have like a full, with my clients, I go through a full 45-page PDF with photographs. Like they don't understand. Like today, I tell them, go and buy a diaper pail. Mother will be looking at me. Like, even if you told me, go buy, and I'll be looking at you like, I'm sorry, but what are you talking about? So I make sure our PDFs all have photos for everything. As simple as socks also, I put a photo for socks, so you know what kind of socks you need for the child.
Right.
So we go through that. It takes about 3.5 hours to go through it. So I break it up. You can't sit for so long and take in so much. It's very overwhelming. And then if mom wants, we go through 11 Excel sheets of brand recommendations. So today a mom tells me I'm traveling to Dubai and I want to buy all my stuff from there. Then I have to recommend brands in Dubai, the best in her budget, in her lifestyle. If she's traveling too much, I need to consider a certain amount of things for her. If she's, they don't travel too much, the child's going to be homebound mostly. And there's certain things you totally avoid in the list.
Right.
But then the brands I have to give her, I can't be giving her a brand that's in America when she's going to Dubai for shopping, or someone, local does not want to spend much. They want to spend, say, $300 on body wash for the month. Then in $300, the best body wash for the child. Now, whether someone wants organic, say someone wants an organic brand, then I have to suggest only organic brands. Someone does not want to go for organic, they want the best. Say they want a body wash for 2,000 rupees, and I suggest in 2,000, which is the best brand available.
Right.
So this is all in short is what I do. I take them through everything, because I feel there's a huge gap, because mothers are they don't know, what to do. First time moms especially. And second time moms who've had a very long gap. So my daughter was born 5 years back. Things have totally changed today. Brands have, a zillion brands have come in. I have to be updated. I can't be suggesting brands that were obsolete 10 years back, right? I need to be updated in my research. I need to suggest the right thing today, what they're going to use. So in short, I totally focus on this part in baby planning. The rest of the things we have experts for, they take care of everything. So I have a nutrition expert, baby proofing experts. Baby proofing is also a very big part of what I look into, but we have an expert to execute it.
Okay.
All the learnings I will give you as a baby planner, but execution is done through our certified baby proofer who is in Bombay.
Right. So much I agree, because all that you explained, I have 2 kids. So it's the same you said, the age difference and with the time
Amazing.
change. Plus, my first one was daughter and second one was boy.
So that's another altogether
That's
different
the
scenario.
fight that you have, because what you bought for girls exactly doesn't suit for boys.
My
So
entire room is pink and white.
good.
So
So
hence baby planning, what your question was, that is why I got into it, just to help moms and families. Just
wow.
a little bit of hand holding, Nisha, can take you a very long way in your pregnancy. You don't need the additional stress in your pregnancy. You already have too much with the doctor's appointments and this test and that test. And some people have placenta problems. Some people are a little low during their pregnancy. Some people have spotting and bleeding. I don't think something so easy as just preparing your house you need to get into that. You can have someone just helping you out with it.
Because for
That's
everyone,
what.
one's journey is not as
Absolutely different.
it's absolutely some people very beautifully cross this
Sail
way
through.
home, and everything is on place for them. Whereas
Absolutely. So
every
hence,
no, yeah,
hence I step in and I just help you out. That's it. My whole motive was to help out parents and families in the journey of parenthood, if I can put it in one simple line.
wow, that's really nice of you, and I'm sure this must be motivating for many of the mothers around. That it's okay if you go through a bad journey, but once you
Everyone.
experience, definitely you should grow up and spread that awareness.
Absolutely. I agree totally. I'm always there to help, mothers who honestly just come for a couple of sessions also. They're on this Nisha, are you there? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just yeah. Is it better?
Absolutely. I can hear you.
Okay,
So
this
I have
was
moms who, women after giving birth, have come back to me for, please give us a set of books. It's been 5, 6 months. My baby is 5, 6 months. I want to start reading. So then sorry, is there an issue with the internet? I can't hear you, Nisha.
no. I think there was some network issue. Just went blank here.
Now,
Yeah. Okay, so without taking any much of your time and without making our
yeah,
much, I think that list which you told that you went during your pregnancy, all your cousins gave you, and my friends also shared it with me. So I have that list with me. So
yeah,
I'll not break it into any of the categories because then that will be biased and that will create more of confusions around. Might as well I'll
absolutely. Everyone needs different things.
yes. So let's start with the category one, which is apparels.
Yeah. So, so there are a lot of things in apparel, of course. So we have onesies, we have full body suits, we have sweater, we have mittens, socks, cap, beanie, muslin, white cloth, babes, burp cloth, romper, shoes. Shoes doesn't come in apparel, but we've put it there because that's a part of your clothing. Napkins, and then there are, of course, fancy outfits that mothers want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there are a lot of types of burp cloths. Why do we need a burp cloth? All this comes into explanation of when we are doing the sessions. So like onesies are, you have the buttons in your bum area. A
Correct.
full body suit is which top to bottom, which your foot is also covered, at least for the first year. That's what you should wear and sleep. Because, once the baby comes out, they want to be completely warm, and even whether it's summer or winter, all
Yes.
babies are swaddled, okay? So at night, especially, they wear this full body suit and sleep. Now, how many you need, how many onesies you need, depending on the temperature, what you need. So we
Mm-hmm.
go through everything. We show mothers, what's a onesie, what's a full body suit. Sometimes moms don't even know this much. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes mom, when I talk about burp cloth, they are just blankly looking at me like, hello, what is a burp cloth? Then I have to explain to them what a burp cloth is. You need to wear it when you're burping your child. It
Yes.
has to be washed regularly, especially when the children are with the maids and the nannies, and help. You don't know how clean their clothes are or not, right? So I have to explain these things. So then we go into apparels, and we talk about everything in apparels, what the child needs, how many sets a child needs, whether you need 6 or you need 9. So mothers tend to, we always say buy 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12. Because the first year onesies, bodysuits are something everybody needs. Just buy it in those categories because children outgrow very jaldi. So don't buy 20 of them and keep from 0 to 3. You're not going to need 20 sets
Mm-hmm.
because their clothes gets washed every day. They change at least twice or thrice a day. So accordingly, we count, we calculate. Some mothers go out a lot with their children. Working moms leave their children behind. So accordingly, we calculate numbers for them and give that. Socks and mittens is something you should just have in abundance because every 3 days they keep getting lost. They're so small, they get lost. One washing and you pin it up and maids are like, Bhabhi,
Ah,
ud gaya, gir gaya, gayab ho gaya. So those things you need to have in abundance. But of course, when I do my sessions, we go into detail about every single thing, why it's needed, when it's needed, how many are needed.
right. So as my second category was super confusing. Till date, I'm super confused with that category.
About toiletries.
Yup. Me, so many brands around. Someone are sulfate free, someone says something, and you're super confused. So, if I'm a personal experience, I'm telling you with my elder one, Nothing used to suit her. The moment I used to change the soap, she used to
Yeah,
get
she get a rash.
all over the body.
That happens
Finally,
with a lot.
yeah, so
Finally,
finally,
you got something.
simple Dove soap.
You used Dove on her.
Yeah, after wasting so much of
Brands
amount in
or
different
money.
brands. So,
So when we suggest, so for toiletries, there's a lot nowadays. So nowadays, powder barely anybody uses. There's
mm-hmm.
liquid powder also. We don't have that dab anymore. Which we used to have all over the body. Even doctors don't recommend powders nowadays. So there's body wash, there's shampoo, there's baby oil. Which one thing I've noticed, Nisha, baby oil is something mothers have to be very careful about because
Mm-hmm.
oils are something children are very jaldi allergic to.
Allergic.
Like with my daughter, every oil did not suit her. Any oil did not suit her. Almond didn't suit. Coconut I couldn't put because she was a winter baby. And you can't be going and putting coconut in winters for a newborn because they will end up getting a cold.
Right.
Almond oil didn't suit. Olive oil, nothing suited. Then a friend of mine suggested this oil, Veleda, I think, from UK. Then I went and got someone to get me 10 bottles. After it suited her because that is specifically only made for children. And 99.9% of children it's going to suit.
Okay.
So, like, almond oil is very heavy for a child. You can't just go putting sarso tel and badam ka oil. It might not suit your child, so you need to try it out first. You don't want a newborn completely going out into rashes, which happened with mine. Then
I,
go to the doctor and then they'll give you a cream. So I was very particular about oil. So you should always try, like I always tell the moms, buy small bottles first initially. Try it out. Suits, amazing, very good. So that's why a lot of mothers now wanted to shift to organic. Because 99% of organic things suits. Have you seen the amount of organic stuff that's coming to the market these days? The amount of organic baby products,
mm-hmm.
from soap to body wash to shampoo to liquid detergent to softener to everything is organic. So mothers who, complain that the children are oversensitive to things, we always suggest then you try organic first. Absolutely organic or homemade or whatever, you try that. But there are a lot of brands these days, like Mama
What is
Earth is organic.
making sure before buying? It's just the organic
So
mark.
not the organic. So, a lot of brands now do give you small bottles, like a Sebamed, say, for example. See,
Mm-hmm.
Mastella doesn't have small bottles because it all comes, only the big bottles come. And Mastella has a lot of varieties of baby lotion. They have for eczema, they have for dry skin, they have for all sorts of skins. So
Mm-hmm.
I do recommend because that's also on a budget wise and a higher, Mastella and Sebamed are higher. So say for Sebamed comes in small bottles as well, travel bottles. So
Okay.
instead of spending like a 1,200 bucks maybe on buying the big bottle and it doesn't suit your child, small ones come for 300-400. Buy it first, try it out. If it suits very well, then you buy for the whole month. So some mothers, worried about being child's skin. Say like a mother might have sensitive skin, so she's worried her child might have sensitive. Then you try it. You buy the small bottles. Don't go investing 5,000 in 5 different things. If you can get a small bottle, try it out on the child. If it suits, well and good. If it doesn't, move on to the next product. But you need to try, especially oils. I feel again, toothbrush, toothpaste, massage mat, diaper rash cream, water wipes. Like I explained about water wipes before, why you should use it, and initially at least for the first year it should only be water wipes, a baby lotion, bottle washing liquid,
Ah,
baby bottles.
so many
Huh?
brands.
So many brands. Again, too many brands. Chico
What
and Pigeon and
thing that we should be particular about when we are buying this bottle wash?
when you're buying bottle wash, see, a lot of people don't even want to use nowadays bottle wash. Okay? You have two, three very they want to do that old style ki patila mein sterilize. But every mother nowadays buys a sterilizer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, anyways, your bottles get sterilized in that. A bottle wash is only a 10% more extra way to make sure that the bottle is washed. Like you put milk in it, wash the bottle with the liquid. There's nothing to see in that because that bottle is anyways going to get sterilized. You're not
Mm-hmm.
directly giving that bottle to your child after just washing it. Nobody washes with washing liquid and gives it. All children's bottles are sterilized. So there's nothing particular that you actually need to be stressed about bottle washer liquid. No organic, no nothing. Buy what's available. The basic Chico, Pigeon, Farlin, these are basic brands that are available. Buy them because that is just a middle way of washing the bottle for the smell, the milk smell, whether it's breast milk, whether it's bottle milk. And then you anyway sterilize the bottle. So your bottles are all sterilized. So there's nothing additional. Like again, like you asked me, a lot of mothers ask me which brand was that. I said for bottle liquid, washing liquid, please go for any brand that you get. As simple as getting it from Little Shop. Because you're
Right.
anyways going to sterilize your bottle. You're not going to wash it. You're not going to put milk in there and give your child. That bottle has to be sterilized. Sterilizer is the one thing you should buy even before you deliver, because you should. So say I'm going to deliver next week. I already want to sterilize my bottles from before and keep it, right? I don't want to come home and say, a bottle nahi hai, where do I put my breast milk? If I want to pump, and where do I put, if my child is not taking breast milk, where do I put my formula? I should have at least 2 to 3 bottles sterilized before I get my baby home, whether or not I need it.
So
This
as
is
you
very
just,
important.
as you just mentioned, also, I think before delivery, we don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, but there's still few of the products, like just you
You
said.
can just, like I'm
They-
telling you, boy and girl
yeah,
honestly comes in when it comes to clothing. Still, you need to buy a set of neutral clothes. Like, say today I am say due to deliver next month. If I deliver now, I'll come home to what? Is my problem. Like, mothers will get them. What do I come home to? I'm
right.
just not going to send any random person कि आप जाके बस 10 ये ले आइए ना. Like, what am I going to come home to make the child wear, to make
Right.
the child sleep on, to, I need swaddles. Children are swaddled from the hospital, and they need to be swaddled. You cannot leave a newborn without being swaddled. So as basic as 2 white color swaddles I need in the house. You can't smother the child with a kambal now, right? If it's a
Yes.
summer baby,
Fancy work later on, but the
fancy
basics
work later on. Basic, this is basic. You need to have this certain things ready before the child comes home. Like diaper rash cream. The child is going to come in a diaper from the hospital. Whether you want to continue wearing a diaper on the child or not, it's completely up to the mother. But
mm-hmm.
if the child is wearing diapers,
Mm-hmm.
then each time you change, you need to put a basic diaper rash cream.
Correct.
Mothers leave that out, forget that, child's always getting rashes. You know, so these are very basic things, and dude, the amount of money people spend on diapers, I can't even get started. Like, it's another level of money
Yeah.
spending is on diapers. But nowadays, this generation of mother does not want to go into the nappy and cloth diapers. I've seen on that tying ones. They don't want to see. To be very honest, nobody even has the time. Because almost everybody's working. You know,
Right.
you want to make sure your child is hygienic and clean, especially in those areas. You don't want to leave it on the, maids also key, they've peed and gila hi pada reh gaya for 2 hours. So all mothers prefer diapers. Diapers are, fabulous quality diapers come out. Organic diapers come out these days. Diapers come out with a line that, once it's full, it turns blue from yellow. So too many things in the market. So
Everything.
that's when it comes to toiletries.
So things are getting advanced, things are getting easier.
Absolutely. Everyone wants to, make life simpler for themselves. Just because you had a child doesn't mean my life has stopped. Yeah, of course, for a while you're feeding, you need to be around the child, you're taking care. But a lot of people go through postpartum blues, postpartum depression.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see the child also. People are, in depression for a few weeks. They don't even want to see their child. So you
Right.
should have things at least ready for your child, whether you want to do it or not. Basic things should be ready. Of
Definitely.
course, again, you with stitches all over your stomach or genitals, you're not going to be going into the market, right? Some, in our culture, we're not even allowed most houses. So at least have the basic things ready is what my point is.
Right, right.
Nisha, we'll be
Moving on to our,
on this live till 7:30 if we don't move on.
so Nevi, moving on to the next category is wedding.
Yeah, bathing very simple.
So first, before going ahead with the brands or anything, what are
Yeah,
the
brand
things that we require? Like one, two, and three.
bathtub, hooded towels,
Mm-hmm.
bucket and mug, 2 3 bathing toys like the basic duckies that you get.
Uh-huh.
And you need extra small towels for sponge, because initially after malish, children are always, no one gives a bath at night, they just sponge. So these are the basic things you require for bathing.
That's it.
Brands is honestly, regardless in this, anything is fine, because this is not like a toiletry where brand is very, but yeah, as per your budget, as per your needs. Basic bathtub, hooded towel, a bucket and mug, of course, and a couple of bath toys. That's all you need for bathing.
If you go to a shop and ask कि भैया मुझे bathing का सामान चाहिए, he's gonna show you, I think, list of
Sab
things.
de dega, oh, sab dekha. He'll just show you like things you will not even need.
Yeah, exactly.
But you get nowadays, you get these tubs, bath tubs with temperature control. So a quick tip here: the best way to check temperature when you're putting your child in is to touch the water with your elbow.
Oh, wow.
If it's okay on your elbow, it's okay for the child. Not hands, not legs, not the face, of course. It's the elbow.
Right.
Temperature
Then,
should be okay on your elbow. And you do get temperature controlled bathtubs. You get very fancy bathtubs these days. You get bathtub where a newborn can be in half a sitting position because, of course, they can't sit up, you know.
yeah.
So you get all sorts of bathtubs. You get bathtubs if a mother doesn't have help and I need to stand. You get bathtub with a stand. You just put the bathtub on top. You get foldable bathtubs which you can travel around the world with. Too many options, Nisha. Like I said, when I give my sessions, they just go on and on and on. So I don't want to get into more details here.
10
But
years
you,
and baby shopping. So even I'm that okay, we never
good.
use it.
Even you will be updated with these things. So a lot of moms, don't have help. They need to stand because after stitches you can't bend, you can't do. Then we recommend that you get the one with the stand. So you just get someone to help you with the bucket and mug, put that up, and then give your child a bath. Very simple, easy.
Agree, agree. So moving on to our next category where you said that mothers end up spending hell lot of money is diapers.
A lot of money. A lot of money.
What is
We
the
go
diaper?
through about 35,000 diapers a year or two with children. But sorry, your question was?
The question was how do you guide them to choose the diapers? Diaper, the rash cream is there. So what all are the must that they should be having beside them?
Diapers is a must. Always, diapers is a must. If you
That,
want to have a diaper baby, diaper is a must. Especially when you're out. I don't want to be going for dinner and half the time being in the washroom trying to change my newborn. Diaper rash cream, again, a must. There are a lot of brands in the market. There are a lot of brands which are very soft on the child. Like, you can put the cream 10 times a day, each time you change. And there are certain brands that come only for rash, like when the child has a rash. So I
yes.
always say, keep one bottle of that handy with you all the time. You'll see the slight bit of rash, put it. Don't wait for a full blown rash where the child is cranky, child's getting fever, child doesn't, you don't want the child uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So, so always keep the regular diaper rash, but always keep the one for rashes as well, one little one with you all the time. So it's handy, just to be handy. Don't buy 10 of them, buy one, but keep it.
Right.
Again, diaper pail, like I explained to you, I'll tell them quickly what diaper pail is something. If you have a not very big house, if you have a lot of help, if you have your garbage disposal right there, you do not need to invest because a diaper pail is for 10, 11,000. So you do not need to invest in it. If I have a huge house with a couple of floors and each time I help or me say, I cannot be going outside the mansion to throw my diaper. So every 3 years, if I'm changing a diaper, I can't be sending my help or myself outside. Then you
Right.
invest in a diaper pail. Throw 10 diapers in the diaper pail. It's totally covered. There's no smell. It can be in your bedroom.
Oh,
At night, now how you have garbage bags, you have diaper pail bags. It just changes on its own. You take that out, 10, 20, 30, whatever it takes up to, depends on which diaper pail you buy. At one go in a day or in 24 hours, you or the help can go out and throw it. You don't have to take every 3 years. आप जाके diaper तो नहीं फेंकेंगे ना. Then again, if you're going to throw diaper in the room without a diaper pail, you definitely need disposable diaper packets. Just you can't be throwing poop diapers just in the room. It's going to smell. Okay, baby's poop smells. The entire room is going to smell. Then you get these fragrant disposable packets.
okay.
Always keep in your diaper bag. If you're going to somebody else's house, again, you don't want the house to smell. Even if your baby has just soiled, not even pooped, and throw it. So, of course, diapers, like I said, diaper rash cream, diaper pail, as per your living standards and lifestyle and your house. Diaper bag, yes. How do you go out without a diaper bag? Water wipes, disposable packets. Cotton buds, cotton squares you keep in the house in a steel bowl or a plastic bowl, whatever you want for
Right.
wiping. So those are the basic things you need when it comes to diapering.
Okay, so moving on, which is one of my favorite because this was like super confusion wala category that
Bedding,
which bed, what
whose
size,
bed?
what size exactly,
So a
plus
cot has a
height.
standard size. A baby cot has a standard size.
The
Now it
cot.
depends.
What if my
Nisha,
room
now with
is for
bedding, so
cot?
what I'm going to do, bedding and nursery, I'm going to take together because they come together. Okay, both the
Okay.
categories quickly. So first, the mother needs to decide whether the child is going to sleep with them, go sleep with them in their room, or the child is going to have a separate nursery.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making a separate nursery, like there's another room, then you do up the room as per the child, because the child is going to be spending the maximum amount of time in that room. Then you need to do up the interiors, you need to do up the cupboards, you need to have a chest of drawers, because that is the most important thing in a nursery. Is called a changing table, which we'll get to. But then a cot, of course, a cot, because initially children sleep in a cot. Okay. A lot of mothers have, they don't prefer cots, so then the child sleeps in their room, in their bed, in between the mother and father initially. Or you have these little cots now that you can keep right next to your bed. You can attach it to your bed, just push it to your bed. Like I can push a sofa to my bed, right? You have these cots that can be attached to the bed. So you want to co-sleep with the baby. You want to remove the baby after 1 month from your room. If you stopped feeding, you want the baby now to sleep, train, and be in their room with the nanny. These things you need to decide before. And then have the nursery ready, of course, before the baby arrives as well. If you don't know the gender, have it neutral. If you are going to do it later, have a basic nursery. Keep the cot and all, because cots, everyone does white. No one does a pink and a blue cot. You do a white or a brown or a cream cot. Have the basic thing. Have at least one bedding for the child, a neutral bedding. And then, of course, once the baby is gone, go and buy 10 pinks and 10 blues and 10 oranges, whatever you want, right? So you need cot sheets in a cot. You need a cot bumper. You cannot leave the child. Once the child starts turning and moving around, they're going to bang their head in the cot. They're all made out of wood. You don't get any cots made out of anything else, right? You need muslin blanket, chadar. You need a woolen blanket. You need a fleece blanket. You need pillows, bolsters. Of course, another tip, don't keep too many soft toys around the child. Child can get suffocated because the child is swaddled. The child can't move much. Say you've dumped your cot. If the child is sleeping at night, not when the child is playing, definitely have things for the child to play. If the child is sleeping at night, if say my big soft toy falls on the child's face, she or he will not be able to remove it. They can suffocate in their sleep.
Yes.
Okay. There are a lot of mothers who have, so there's something called SIDS, SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. It's a very small percentage of things that, child death can happen in a cot, which people don't talk about here. So if you're putting a child initially in a cot over the night, keep a camera, keep an eye. There are monitors that come now to tell you whether your child has moved or taken a breath or is crying. So have those precautions. No harm in those things. I think there's nothing more important than a baby monitor when you're putting a child. My child is 5. I still have a camera in her room. So keep your precautions, because honestly, it's better to be safe. So pillows, bolsters, again, baby cocoon, we have a changing table, like I told you, is very important, because initially the children have very, very small. So the onesies and the, bodysuits are very small. You keep them as per age. So especially 0 to 3, you do not have to put them in the cupboards. You keep them in a changing table. Always have at least 3 or 4, 5 compartments in your changing table. The first compartment should be divided into 2. One to, of course, stuff in with diapers, or you get a separate diaper stacker, which can be attached to the cot. One should be with, you can keep the toiletries, you can keep, the comb, the oils and all of that. In one, you should definitely keep the bedding and the swaddles and the blankets and all. One should be your onesies and your slips and everything that you need, that you're going to keep changing throughout the day, because children change about 3 or 4 times, initially morning when they wake up, after the feed, if they soil their clothes, after malish. So keep all those very handy, and they're so small, they fit into drawers. So initially for the first, I think for 0 to 3 especially, everything that a child needs, except fancy clothes, and they barely go out, trust me, can go into that chest of drawers. So you don't even need a separate cupboard for the child. The cupboards can come in later. The coloring, the pink, the blue can come in later. But the chest of drawers, and what is it called? It's called a changing table, because on top of the chest of drawers, you have a changing mat for the child to change. So for the first 0 to 3, the child can't turn, the child can't do anything. Mothers always change. It's very simple. Put the child, change the clothing, the diaper especially. Hence, you keep everything around handy. Clothes come out of the change table, diapers come out of the toiletries come out, your cotton buds come out, comb, clipping your nails, whatever the cap, mittens, booties, everything is kept in the changing table. And trust me, everything fits.
Wow, and it becomes
so it becomes very handy. So like, I today do not want to say have a separate nursery. I don't want to make a room. I can't, either don't want it or I can't afford it. Just buy a changing table and put it in your own bedroom. The child is not going to take up any more space than that, at least for the first 3 months, I can assure you. They don't take up more. You don't have too many toys initially. It's just rattles, and it's it's just those. I don't actually have a toy room for the child initially. That's when you don't want another nursery. You just buy one changing table, get it made. Tell your carpenter to make it. Put cute handles on it if you want. Have the top as the changing table. Keep it detachable. Remove it later when the child is 1 or 2. But that's one of the most important things in a nursery. If you're feeding, you can have a gliding chair. Cot mobile, of course. When the child is playing, you should have something for the child to see. Free play is very important. You shouldn't constantly be like, okay, oh, hi, mama. You shouldn't be doing that. Child should get at least some time in the day. Tummy
Yes.
time is important. Free play is important on their own. They should have time to kick for their, legs to become stronger. Laundry basket, of course. You'll be filling it up almost every day. So those are the things for the nursery and the bedding that I have covered together.
Yes. So till now, I was only moving around with the things that we should be buying for the baby.
Yeah.
Coming up, the category is feeding. There's
Which is
something
very important. Which is
very
very important and very
yep.
close to your heart as well.
Because that's really confusing. Also, right? The clothing that a mother needs, the comfort that a mother needs, and there's not much of awareness around it.
See, feeding is very personal choice. Before I say anything else, I want to just put it out there. A lot of mothers don't lactate, and your brand is doing the best thing they can do for that. I am telling you personally, I didn't lactate over 2 months. I didn't. I did not. I was a little overwhelmed initially, but I had very good support around me telling me that if you're not, don't stress. If you stress, the stress will go on to the child. If you can't, please give formula. And I was very open. So, one line before I say, whether you feed for 3 days, 3 months, 3 years, you're still a super mom. No one is going to judge you. Okay, you know the best for your child. Today, trust me, Nisha, no one better than me knows what's good for my baby, right? Feeding is one of the most overwhelming categories that I deal with clients. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
have seen people cry when they don't lactate, and I feel so bad because it's just I know I want to feed my child, but sometimes you don't lactate. Sometimes you have to get back to work. If you're the soul, you need to feed your family, right? You need to get back to work. Sometimes you're too depressed to feed. There are so many factors when it comes to feeding, which other people don't realize. People are there just to judge. He or she not feeding her child. What is this? You should at least. I am telling you, you should feed for 6 months at least. But if you can't do it. There's no one should be judged about it. So
Definitely.
I love your brand because of this reason, because they are aiding lactation, which is very good. Trust me, I tried kacha zira and sabudana, and I don't know what on rubbish. My doctor said to have 3 domstills a day. I did that also, and then I gave up. I was just like, nahi ho raha, nahi ho raha. I am not sweating. My child will be absolutely fine with formula as well. But feeding is a huge department. You need to be prepared when it comes to feeding, and you need to be prepared before. You can't be waiting to buy nursing bras when you're already in the hospital, because nursing bras goes into your hospital bag. Breast pads go into your hospital bag. Of course, feeding pillow you need does not go into your hospital bag. You need it at home, but you should carry to the hospital if you want to be more comfortable feeding, because they will teach you how to feed, how to latch. If
Mm-hmm.
you latch wrong, you will not lactate. It is as simple. You need to be showed by a lactation expert, by the nurses, how to latch. Latching is very important. If you go wrong there, then it takes a lactation expert a long time to get you back on track. Lactation is very important. Again, breast pump, please buy it before mothers. You need to carry to the hospital, because in the hospital, if you want your children to have breast milk, you need to pump and give, because your child is not going to be with you 24 hours, and they are invariably going to give formula. If you're that particular, you don't want to give formula. So these things need to be bought before. Nipple cream needs to be bought before. Your nipples can crack. It can hurt. Mine hurt a lot. So you need it. Again, like I said, bottles, carry it. Because when you pump, you need to put it somewhere. You can't give it in a bowl. Sterilize your bottles and carry to the hospital. Sterilizer, very important formula. They give in the hospital, but carry if you want. You need a drying rack for bottles at home. These are the most important things I have said. I've already said. You need a drying rack. See, drying rack is again option. Want to invest, invest. Don't want to invest, don't invest. Uh, if you're going to give formula, definitely have 2 flasks all the time. One to keep warm water, one to keep lukewarm water. You need to give one cold, one hot. You need to mix and give your child formula. But again, I've already covered half the things you need in a hospital bag for the mother. Very important, but you need to carry these. Now, people don't carry it, and then they start crying, and then husbands are running, and mother-in-laws are running, and mothers are running, and they don't know what to buy. Ab, you need to have the best breast pump. You can't just go and buy anything, you know. You need to have you can't be just pumping out of any pump. So you need to have this before, keep it ready in your 9th month if you want. You have this, um, you don't want to keep it ready, before the baby. People don't want to buy things. But these are important, mothers. Please keep it ready. Please carry it to the hospital because trust me, you're going to need it.
Trust.
And of course, please buy our lactation bars from Nutrizoe. Very important. By the way, Nisha, I have added this to my feeding list now.
Thank
For
you.
all of you there, it's been added as a separate category for my feeding list, that take it. Even if you're lactating, have it, because it helps with a lot of bone pain and backache and a lot of other issues, So please, mothers, it gives you a lot of protein, a lot of energy, a lot of nutrition that you're lacking after you give birth, because we lose a lot of blood, a lot of everything.
A lot.
So please keep it in your hospital bag as well. Buy one pack and see, try it out, but definitely have it handy as well. When you're hungry, just have a bar of Nutrizoe.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. So as you just mentioned about the breastfeeding part, yes, Sanjana, we also connect with many mothers on a daily to daily basis. And they have so many questions, they have so many pain around. So it's a very sensitive topic, definitely.
Yes.
Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much.
Always. I think freedom to feed, what Neha Dupia is doing, is amazing, because,
Amazing.
if I have to feed my child, say, khichdi in public, I'm not going to stop feeding, right?
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
way,
So
right? Breast milk is also food, right?
that's
Why should I not feed? I was very conscious. I was conscious feeding even in my room. I'm being very open. I was not okay feeding in front of anybody. But
right.
when I look back now my daughter's 5. It's been a few years. I think if you want to, that is if you want to. I was conscious because as a person, I'm conscious. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to feed, I don't think anyone has the right to stop you, to object, to judge, to toko you, or to any of the other adjectives that I've used. You should not. You should be allowed to feed anywhere you want, because your
And
child is getting food. If you can eat in public, so can my child.
it's
It is just as simple as that. And people have a very hard time adjusting to this here. But personally, I am very supportive of the entire feeding and freedom to feed.
same here. So we really that it's purely our choice where we want to sit out.
Absolutely.
And when my baby is hungry, no one should take
That's
that
it.
decision for our behalf or for the baby at least.
Nobody. I'm just so with you on this. Nobody should.
So as the time is running out, quickly I'll take you to the last topic, which is hospital bag, because
Yeah.
I
So
think that
we do also, yeah, we don't have time today to cover baby gear, which is one very big topic that takes me about an hour to cover, which is, of course, your pram, stroller, high chair, car seat, rocker, all of that. These are, again, very important. And you should invest, because they are expensive things. Mothers, they are expensive. You should invest in them. But while you're investing it, you should know which one to buy for you. Okay. So that's one thing, because the baby gear, everything is in the 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 category, Even a high chair, buy something that you don't have to just use in a year, which you can use for 5 years. If you're investing 20,000, invest it in something where you're going to use it for 5 years and not just 2 years. So my entire session goes on this. Sorry, we don't have time today. I'd have elaborated. Again, quickly, 30 more seconds on weaning. Weaning comes into 5th, 6th month. You don't have to have anything ready before the 5th month. But mothers, to have a more positive and a more happy weaning period with your child, because it's very important. The child is going from comfort zone, which is breast milk, to solids and semi-solids. They have to be comfortable. You cannot just sit them down and say, "Yellow apple, khalo." They need to have a high chair. They need to be trained. They need to have a masher. They need to have you need to have what do you call, something to mash the food. I'm just forgetting the name right now. Weaning spoons. You need to have a mat so they can mess it up. Let them make a mess. Let them try food. Have small containers. Weaning is a very, very important part of a milestone and growing up. Mothers, please be prepared. If you want your life simpler when you're weaning the child, please be prepared.
to all the mothers who have joined,
Quickly.
that Sanjana gives a super baby planning program she has where she trains you, she helps you, she guides you from right from your baby gear to your baby clothing to everything for perfect motherhood journey without any
Any
never
kind of judgment, any kind of bias.
a brand. Yeah, she's never biased that आपको यही brand लेना है. So
That is why. That is one of the reasons, Nisha, I don't only tie up with one brand, because then I'll get biased, right? If I'm going to be getting a certain amount of benefit from a brand, so I tie up with all sorts of brands. Any brand I'm open to tie up with, as long as I do my research and see they are the best for the child. There's nothing else to it, that when I'm giving you my suggestion, that's my only research, that it needs to be the best.
So any of the
Now, quickly moving on to hospital bags. Sorry for cutting you, but I want to finish this. And I want the mothers to know, mom's hospital bag is not only for you or for the baby, it's also for your partner. If he or she, very
Mhm.
open here, going to be staying with you, they should also be as comfortable. Not just that you are giving birth, they are also becoming a parent. Okay. So quickly, I've already said in feeding, you need nursing bras, it is for the mom, breast pad, toiletries, lip balm, because your lips do dry after, in the hospital, chapstick, lotion, whatever you need, extra pillow and blanket if you're very comfortable to sleeping and you don't want to sleep in the hospital, blanket and pillow. Chargers, don't forget, you will need your phone. You'll be getting a lot of congratulation messages. You will be clicking photos. Um, Slippers, warm socks if it's winters, baby gift, arrival gifts. If the mother-in-law, the husband, or the parents want to carry, they should carry that time. A lot of culture, people cover their head with the scarf. That breast pump, comfortable slippers, one comfy set of clothes for you to go back home in. Especially should be comfortable in the stomach area and your breast area. Shouldn't, you're feeding, your breasts are swollen, you have stitches. Be comfortable in whatever you want. Medical records, don't forget. And of course, your cord blood banking kit if you've opted for cord blood. That's for the mother. Now we come to the baby. Swaddle, we need a set of clothes to take back home. Nowadays, some hospitals give their own clothes, but please have your own if you want the baby to be fancy and take photos. A lot of people take photos in the hospital. Blanket, cap, mittens, especially if you winter baby, socks. Baby car seat, if it's optional in India, but all over the world, it is mandatory to have a car seat before the baby goes home. The baby has to go home in the car seat. It's mandatory, like Australia, UK, it is mandatory that you have installed your car seat before you leave the hospital. So you will see in a lot of places, fathers are running around when the mother's in the hospital to just install a car seat. So do it before. So when the mom has a choice of what she wants to buy. Diapers, like I said, formula wipes, whatever you feel the baby needs. Now for the partner, he or she needs to carry the hospital admission papers, insurance papers if required, cord blood, banking kit. Of course, if I'm going to labor, I'm not going to think about it. The partner should be ready with it. A book or laptop if they're staying over, camera to take all the photos. Because nowadays, even in the OT, photos are clicked. So I'm, of course, not going to be carrying my own. So they should carry a clothes if he or she is staying in the hospital, bedding if they want their own, and snacks because they also will get hungry.
Wow, Sanjana, I was thinking in my and when I went to hospital, I had I didn't
Nothing. We just walked into the hospital.
later on we were calling, please get this also, get that also.
After you have to, then everyone's running around to get things because you
Yeah,
have nothing.
nothing. And you just, how beautifully you just mentioned the list of.
I had to because I know we're running out of time, and in 7 minutes, the live is going to get cut short because it's just a 59 minutes. And I know we wanted to end in 30, 40 minutes. Mom's quick tip on safety health, please have all the thermometers, your kids' grooming kit in place. If you want to feed with medicine with Chandi, like a lot of people have, silver rattles, Nazaria, please have all that in place before. Trust me, you do not want to be running around and stressing about this when you're home from the hospital. You want to be as cool and as calm and enjoy with your child and your partner. Another tip, moms, just because you had a child, do not ignore your spouse. Take out 10 minutes of the day for him or her together. Please do that. It'll be good for both of you. Bond as a family. And most important, take out half an hour of the day for yourself to bathe, to read a book, to watch a Netflix series, to just scream, to have a chocolate. There's nothing more important. You keep your sanity, everyone's sanity in the house will be there.
Wow.
That was
So
my last tip to the mothers who are here and to be mothers. And I hope I was not too boring and
no,
didn't
no,
stretch it way too long.
you like I wish I had you 13 years back to guide
Thank
because
you.
definitely when you're
I
not
was too young 13 years back.
so definitely when you're not planned and you have that little one and there's so many things that is very new to you, the pain is new to you, the breastfeeding thing,
Everything.
you're so caught up with all those things, you might miss up having
Miss
some
out.
end up buying something which is not needed or might be very expensive. I think we have one question here with Anita. हेलो मैम, मेरा बेटा मिल्क नहीं आ रहा, मेरा ब्रेस्ट मिल्क
मेरा
नहीं,
breast milk.
क्या करूं? प्लीज हेल्प मी, माय बेबी इज 2 months old.
So Anita, firstly, I think you should try lactobas, Nutrizoe,
That's why.
lactobas, and
Yes.
you can always show a lactation expert. There could be a latching issue. There could be a lot of issues that happen. You know, the milk gets hard. You know, you need to, thrusting happens. Every inverted nipples. There are a lot of issues that happen. So try things that helps aid in lactation. If you're still not working, definitely see a lactation expert. They really help out. They will know exactly what the issue is, whether you're not making enough milk, whether you're not pumping enough, whether the maximum amount of issue that happens is latching, like I said before. The child doesn't latch. You need to take the entire thing in their mouth for them to. The more the child has, the more you'll produce. That's just standard. But still, if there's an issue, please try all these things. Try the lactobar and meet a lactation expert if you need to do so. That's my suggestion.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you for having me over today. It was a lovely
thank
talk with
you
you and all the mothers who
for
were there.
having, thank you for time. So any of the mothers who have joined us today, if they want to go for uh, the training program or the other programs which Sanjana
I'm
offers,
more than happy.
yes, please DM us, and we'll also share a link while we are posting this show where you can use the link, you can use that code and get a good 10% discount on the price that,
Absolutely.
yes, it is
Moms,
for the,
today we were very rushed and we had to just quickly just go through everything, but it's way more
yes.
detailed and of course everything is explained way better.
This
We had a time constraint
is
today.
just the
Thank you,
introduction.
Deepika, for saying it was very helpful. This made my evening.
Yes, thank you, Deepika. So all of the mothers, thank you so much for joining us today. Hope we did a justice to the topic, although we have just
Absolutely.
and went back.
Touched and go, yeah.
Oh, definitely, because there is much, much, much more in every single category. So, Sanjana,
Absolutely.
I guess 3.5 out of 4 hours in
It
total.
does take that much time, and then the Excel sheet takes another few
Yeah.
hours to make it. But anyways, mothers, thank you for coming today. Nisha, thank you for having me over today.
Thank
And
you.
I will see you very soon. Thank
Thank
you. Take care. Bye, everyone.
you all. Bye.